Hey everyone, and welcome back to That's It. So I made it to New York, Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I arrived Saturday afternoon after a long 2 hour delay, you guys. We were all inside the plane and we could not take off until they had to do some log maintenance because I guess there was some scratches or something was involved in the back of the plane, and that took 2 hours. But by the grace of God, I made it safely Saturday. As you know, I've been covering Sean Diddy Combs' case since last year, from the beginning, since he got arrested, the allegedly charges against him. And I have to say, it's amazing to be back into New York because, as you know, I used to live in Westchester, New York. I have friends that live in Brooklyn, my best friend. So she was nice enough to have me stay with her while I'm following this Diddy's case. And I woke up really early today, arrived to the courthouse at 7 a.m. And I have to say, the line was at first was not bad. There was a lot of press though, a lot of press left and right, everywhere I go, just setting up and trying to, get the story in and everything, and waited to see once Sean Diddy arrived to the courthouse, which I didn't get a chance to see because I had to wait in a long line to get into the courthouse. Now, at first I was at first I was excited, nervous, anxious because I didn't know what to expect. This is my first high profile case, guys, like I've been telling you. So I didn't know what to expect or what to do or what's the protocol. So I just winged it. But there was so many people waiting in line, and the process was very smooth, I have to say. It was a little bit long, but it was very smooth. Like, obviously you can't bring your phone, you can't bring your laptop, you have to remove your Apple Watch. Any other watches are fine, like Rolex and stuff like that, but everything else you had to remove it, and then they hand it to one of the person that handles all the items, and then they hold it in for you. They give you this ticket, and until you leave the courtroom. But other than that, it was smooth. Unfortunately, you guys, I did not go to the main courtroom to actually see Sean Diddy Combs and his lawyer and the prosecutors and everyone else because of the capacity. So instead, we went to the courtroom selection where other people can sit in and watch the jury selection. And there was a lot of press that were there in the second selection of the courtroom. The only sucky part was, and I was told 2 months ago before I arrived to New York, that we get to watch it on TV. So if we couldn't see it in the main courtroom, that we can watch it on TV. But unfortunately, something went wrong, and then something was wrong with the TV, that to the point that we couldn't watch it. It was all just audio, which is sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was very, very disappointing because I really wanted to actually see, the judge and everything, like the whole process, just like court TV. But unfortunately, we didn't get the chance to see it. We had to hear it through audio. One of the press reporters, she was very upset. She walked out and left. She said, "What the heck? Like, what is going on?" And she was trying to fix it, but one of the bailiff told her it's not working, ma'am. So she was pissed. She left. I don't know where she went. She probably went to the main courtroom, which I should have done. But I met someone from a TikTok influencer, and I just recognized him from the spot because I am good with faces, but terrible with names. And anyone can tell you I am the worst when it comes to names. I butcher names like I butcher beef, even though I don't eat beef that much, but you get what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, I came across this guy from my TikTok, from his TikTok influencer. I'm like, I know you. You're from TikTok. He said, yeah, and his name is Secret Service Samsung. So instead of him waiting all the way in the back line, I'm like, you know what, just stay next to me. And then he is so funny. Like, he's funny during TikTok, but he is so funny. As you know, he's a comedian, but he was just so funny, so nice, so gracious, and not racist, gracious. Okay, I just want to make that very clear. He is not racist, but he is very funny. And then we both sat down in the selection courtroom and just started talking and taking notes and getting each other's expertise and stuff like that. And he's from LA, and he flew here just to also cover Sean Diddy Combs' case as well. He's leaving tomorrow, just like I'm leaving tomorrow. So it was just cool having all that experience and meeting people. There was a one woman as well, before I get started, of my intake about the whole jury selection. This one woman, which I don't know her name, but she's from the Breakfast Club because I have seen her on the podcast of the Breakfast Club. I seen her on TikTok as well. She was there. There was a lot of familiar faces that I've seen, but I just don't know where I can pinpoint them where I seen them from. But it was a lot of people, which was amazing. I also met another reporter, very young, Hispanic woman, young woman, and she was just very nice and very gracious. And it was just good to connect, to connect with people and get their inputs and ask each other, what are you here for? Where you work from? And I told them, I don't work for anyone. I don't work for a journalist. I'm not I say I'm independent, even though I don't have a company. I just work for myself. I'm just doing a YouTube channel, just reporting the news, just reporting Sean Diddy Combs case. And she said, "Oh, that's cool." So it was just very, very interesting. Um, of the whole process of how it works, because again, this is my first time ever going to a high profile case and actually going to witness everything, how the process goes, and how you have to follow like all the rules and regulations, because this is a federal case. Like I said, no recording, no devices, nothing. They're really strict. It's not like if it was any other type of case that you can bring your phone or you can bring certain gadgets. This one, when it comes to the government, you don't mess with them, because if they ever find out that things were recorded and you knew that wasn't, they come after you. Guaranteed, they come after you. But I wanted to tell you, because a lot of people may not know about the Sean Diddy Combs case. I just want to tell you briefly why he's getting indictment and for this federal case. So, sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, alleged drugging victims, and forcing them to engage in sexual acts. So that's what he's being charged for. And he is fighting for his life, you guys. He is. He turned down a plea offer jail last week, and he's going to fight this head on, and he's going to see if he can get out of this. I don't know how the outcome is going to be, but if he would have took the plea deal, that would be a lesser sentencing. But again, he didn't want that deal, and we don't know what that deal that plea deal intakes and we don't know what the plea deal was. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry about that. We don't know what the plea deal was. They're keeping it hush hush, but he turned it down, so he's going to fight this until the bitter end. And basically the jury selections, his life is on their hands, because at the end of the day, they're the one that's going to make a decision whether he's innocent or guilty. So he's taking a chance. He's taking a big risk for doing that. Again, I don't believe he's going to testify. There's going to be a lot of witnesses going to testify against Sean Diddy Combs. Like I said, I thought the trial would start this week, but it's actually just jury selection this week. The actual trial starts next Monday, May 12th, which I unfortunately will not be attending, which that sucks, because I really wanted to cover more of Sean Diddy Combs' case. Hopefully, in the near future, if it all depends how long the case is. I misspoke. I said 4 weeks, but it could be 8 weeks. That's what the judge said. It could be less. It all depends how much evidence they present to the juries, and how many people is going to testify. All that factor. So it all depends. It could. The judge said that, according to the judge, he said it could end in June or July before 4th of July. So we don't know. But the hours, he said, on the trial for May 12th, 9:30 to 5. That's long. And then obviously they break for lunch. And then the rest of the week is 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. Not so bad. Not so bad. So, and then they're going to give the opening statement next Monday on both parties, the defense team and the prosecutor as well, that's trying to have Sean Diddy Combs in prison for the rest of his life. And I took a lot of notes, because it was a lot of information for me to process, because it's a lot. Because again, like I said, my first time ever going to a high profile case. I wanted to know how the jury selection works. You see it on TV, but on movies, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Actually, like hearing it in person and like real time. So it's really interesting to learn and I didn't see it, but to hear what is going on behind the scenes. So, like I said, the trial may last for 8 weeks. We don't 100% know for sure. It could be less. So I'm saying 8 weeks. And like I said, this is the first day of jury selection. And there was a question that was given to the jurors, excuse me. And there were 14 questions they had to answer, yes or no. There was some I wouldn't say multiple choice, but like A, B, C, or D. And I just, to be honest with you, and the judge called one juror at a time. So he called like juror number one, number two, 6, 14, etc. And he asked one of them like, do you feel like you're going to be biased of this Sean Diddy Combs trial? Because there was a question that it needed to be answered, and I'm just paraphrasing. Like, have you ever encountered a witness of sexual harassment at the job or in your personal life, or witness anyone being sexually abused? And one of the jurors said yes. And the judge asked, would you be biased because this case, this is what's in detail, this is what's involved. There's things that you're going to hear and see that there's a lot of sexual assaults and abuse and stuff like that. And then the juror said, no, I'm not going to be biased. I would be okay. And the outro saw the video of Cassidy being beat up like a polt. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand, how can you not be biased when you see a woman being beat up like a rag doll, okay, being dragged, and you witness or encounter something like that in your own personal life? How can you not be biased? And I just feel like maybe you just don't want to tell the truth, even under oath. You have to tell the truth. Maybe they want to be in one of the selections of the jury to sit in. I don't know. I really don't know. But for me personally, I could not be one of the jurors because I'd be biased. I'm like, no. To me, he's guilty. After seeing that video of him beating up his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, well, his girlfriend at the time, Cassidy Ventura. Uh, Hello, he's possible that he can do anything. So I would definitely be biased. That's why they shouldn't. That's why they wouldn't pick me, because I would have just say he's guilty, guilty as sin. Boom. Even though it's innocent until proven guilty, but there's so much evidence that's just out there. How can he not be guilty? But again, he deserved a fair trial. He deserved evidence to be presented, and then his peers had to decide whether he's innocent or guilty. So it was just interesting. And there was another woman who said that she saw the tape of Cassidy getting beat up, but she said that she she's biased on her application. Then when the judge asked her a question, and she said she's not biased because the whole proof, what she said, the whole proof is not there, like meaning that he's 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 innocent until proven guilty. And the judge was like saying that doesn't make any sense, because on your application you said that you're biased because you saw the video of him beating up his then girlfriend at the time. But then when I asked you a question, you're saying that, well, we have to wait until the evidence present itself. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense, lady. Your statement and what you're telling the judge is not matching. So they didn't accept her. They threw her out. So she's out. She's not going to be in one of those selections because it doesn't make any sense. And then there was another gentleman, lastly, that he just started a new job. And then he said that, I just started a new job. I don't know how I'm going to pay my mortgage. Are they going to pay for me while I'm out, while I'm sitting here, trying to figure out if this man is innocent or guilty? It's just hard. And I just feel like some of these selected juries, they don't want to be there. And then who can blame them? People have lives, people have jobs, people have family, people have bills to pay. So does this take 8 weeks or maybe more out of their busy schedule to sit in and to listen to all the testimonies and the evidence that's presenting to them to see if they can convict this man if he's innocent? Because it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to process. And I hope they pick the right ones, to be honest with you, because we don't want anyone to be biased, but we want someone that's fair and to show the evidence, and then they can see for themselves if this man is Sean Diddy Combs is innocent and guilty. And I just don't understand. My thing is, how do you not know? Like some people say, well, I don't really watch the news. I don't really know too much about the case. How could you not? He's been all over social media and the news since last year. To me, that is hard for me to believe that you don't know about the situation. You may not know everything, but how do you not know? Especially watching that CNN video of that footage that was posted last year, that Sean Diddy Combs beat his girlfriend up, Cassie Ventura, like that. How do you not see that? Everyone has seen that video. Everyone. I don't care what anyone does, unless you hiding underneath the rock and you have no clue what's going on in the world. Everyone has seen that video. Point blank. Period. Everyone on the news, on social media, probably on newspapers. Everyone seen it, and I'm like saying to myself, how could you not? So it just very interesting that some of the jury selections may not seen that video, and I'm like, I don't know if I buy it, but hey, some people are not into the whole social media and stuff like that, which I get. What else I wanted to tell you? Yeah, that's about it. It just sucks that I won't cover it more, but again, I definitely cover it behind the scenes when I'm in Florida, so that's okay. I don't have to be in person, which I would love to be, but I have a job as well, and yeah, and that's my experience. That's my whole experience. And again, it was great meeting other people and covering this case and getting their inputs and everything. And I really, really enjoy myself. And I'm thinking hopefully I can go back tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. It depends, because the weather was really bad in the afternoon when they break for lunch, because it was pouring down rain, you guys, pouring down. I was just drenched with water, and now it's starting to clear up a little bit. But hopefully tomorrow, if it doesn't rain, that I can swing by there one more time. I won't stay there long, because obviously I have a flight to catch tomorrow afternoon. But hopefully I'm going to try to go back there and probably sit in the main courtroom, because again, the jury selections, pardon me, is throughout this whole week. So hopefully I can sit in one more time and take more notes. If I can't, that's okay. I'm still going to follow this Diddy's trial behind the scenes, like I said, when I'm back in Florida. So it's fine. It's fine. But just to get the experience in real time here, because I'm in New York, it's amazing. It's a great experience for me to learn, and and learn from other people who's been doing it for more longer than me, because this is just new to me. And I'm just going with the flow, honey. Going with the flow. Anyway, let me know your comments and what you think about this video and this whole craziness of Sean Diddy Combs' case. So give me your thoughts and your inputs. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And please see my attachment of the video and my new friend, TikTok influencer, Secret Service Sam. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. And I will see you guys next time. Take care and God bless.